What if that fleeting moment of déjà vu isn't just a harmless glitch in your brain? What if it's a terrifying whisper from a truth you're not meant to know? You know the feeling, right? That sudden jarring moment where everything feels familiar, like you've lived this exact second before, heard these exact words, seen this precise scene unfold. It's a strange, almost dreamlike sensation, often dismissed as a trick of the mind. But what if it's more? What if this common, almost universal experience carries a darker, more unsettling secret beneath its surface? Tonight, we're peeling back the comforting layers of scientific explanation to stare into the abyss of what déjà vu could truly be. Get ready, because the truth might make you question everything you thought you knew about reality, memory, and even your own existence. For centuries, this mysterious phenomenon has fascinated thinkers. The phrase itself, déjà vu, comes from French, meaning already seen. It's estimated that around 70% of people experience it at some point in their lives, usually between the ages of 15 and 25. It's often fleeting, lasting only a few seconds, leaving behind a profound sense of familiarity mixed with an equally profound sense of unease. For a long time, science tried to put a neat little bow on it, explaining it away with simple, logical reasons. One of the most common scientific explanations points to a momentary hiccup in our brain's processing. Think of your brain like a super-fast computer. Sometimes data gets routed through two different pathways simultaneously, but one arrives a fraction of a second before the other. So, when the slightly delayed information finally registers, your brain interprets it as something you've already experienced, even though it just happened. It's like your brain is playing a tiny, quick replay of the present moment, making it feel like the past. Another theory suggests it's a memory glitch, specifically related to how our brains store and retrieve information. Imagine you walk into a new room. Your brain quickly takes in all the details, the layout, the furniture, the lighting. If there's something in that room, perhaps a very specific arrangement of objects or a particular scent, that subconsciously reminds you of something you've seen or experienced before, even if you can't consciously recall it. Your brain might fire off a déjà vu signal. It's like a partial match in a database triggering a false positive. This is often called cryptomnesia, where a forgotten memory subtly influences your thoughts or perceptions, making new experiences feel old. Then there's the idea of split perception. You might glance at something quickly, perhaps a busy street scene, without fully processing it. A second later, you look again, and your brain now fully processes what it sees. Because it's seen a quick, unfiltered glimpse of it before, even for a split second, it tricks you into thinking you've experienced the whole scene already. It's a subtle but powerful illusion. Even factors like fatigue, stress, or certain medications can increase the likelihood of experiencing déjà vu, suggesting a neurological basis, where the brain's ability to seamlessly integrate new information is temporarily compromised. In rare cases, frequent déjà vu can even be a symptom of temporal lobe epilepsy, where electrical activity in the brain misfires, creating these intense feelings of familiarity. While these explanations offer comfort, a simple scientific rationale, they often fall short. They explain the mechanics, but they don't quite capture the terror. Because let's be honest, those clinical explanations don't always sit right, do they? They don't account for that deep, unsettling chill that accompanies the sensation. It's not just a momentary confusion, it often feels like a profound unraveling, a momentary glimpse behind the curtain of reality. What if it's not just a benign bug in the system, but something far more sinister? What if the ordinary, comforting explanations are just what we want to believe, to keep the true, terrifying nature of déjà vu at bay? Here's where things get truly chilling. Imagine for a moment that déjà vu isn't a malfunction at all, but a message. A distorted signal breaking through from somewhere else, somewhere beyond our comprehension. Think about the possibility of premonitions, the idea that you've seen this exact moment, not because your brain glitched, but because you actually lived it before. Perhaps in a dream, a vivid vision, or even a different life. This isn't just about memory, it's about destiny. If you've already seen this moment, does that mean your future is already written? Does that mean free will is an illusion, and every choice you make is merely playing out a script already penned? The thought that your life is a predetermined sequence, with these déjà vu moments serving as unnerving callbacks, is a terrifying erosion of personal agency. It strips away the very idea of choice, leaving you a puppet on strings you can't even see. Or what about the multiverse? What if, in an infinite tapestry of parallel universes, an infinite number of yous are living out every conceivable variation of your life? Déjà vu, in this context, could be a momentary bleed through, a fleeting connection between your consciousness and that of another version of yourself in an adjacent reality. For a split second, you're experiencing a memory from their life, not yours. Imagine the sheer cosmic horror of that. An endless parade of different outcomes, different choices, different lives, some perhaps far more tragic or triumphant than your own. And in that brief flicker, you sense the echoes of a life you're not living, a path you didn't take, or a destiny that belongs to another iteration of your soul. It implies a fractured consciousness, a self stretched thin across countless realities, leaving you to wonder which version is the real one, or if there even is a real one. And then there's the truly disturbing possibility, the simulation theory. What if our entire reality is nothing more than an incredibly advanced computer simulation? In this scenario, déjà vu isn't a brain glitch, it's a system error, a momentary lag, a re-render, a debug message in the matrix we inhabit. Like a video game briefly freezing and then snapping back, your experience of déjà vu could be the universe buffering or the programmers patching a bug. The thought that your deepest thoughts, your most profound experiences, your very existence are merely lines of code running on a colossal computer, and that these familiar moments are just the system reminding you of its artificiality, is enough to make your skin crawl. It means nothing is truly real, no emotion is truly yours, and the terrifying implication is that the operators of this simulation could pull the plug at any moment. Perhaps the most ancient and haunting explanation touches on reincarnation. What if déjà vu is a faint echo, a half-remembered fragment from a past life? Not just any past life, but your past life. A traumatic event, a moment of profound joy, a significant turning point from a previous existence, briefly surfacing in your current consciousness. If this is true, then your soul carries the weight of countless experiences, both beautiful and brutal. What if these flashes are warnings or unresolved traumas from a lifelong past, reaching across the veil to haunt your present? The idea that you are merely repeating patterns, reliving echoes of former selves without even knowing who they were or what horrors they endured, is a profoundly terrifying thought. It binds you to an unseen history, a karmic loop from which there might be no escape. Think about it, the crushing weight of knowing your future is fixed, the unsettling feeling of being one of countless fractured selves in a multiverse, the chilling realization that your reality is a fabricated simulation, or the haunting echoes of past lives refusing to stay buried. Each of these possibilities is far more unsettling than a simple memory error. So, the next time that familiar uncanny sensation washes over you, that moment where you're certain you've experienced it before, ask yourself, is it truly just a harmless misfire in your brain? Or is it something far more profound, far more terrifying? A fleeting glimpse into the true dark mechanics of existence, a whisper from a reality that's far stranger and more precarious than we dare to imagine. Perhaps the comforting scientific explanations are just a veil protecting us from a deeper truth we're simply not ready to face. Because maybe, just maybe, déjà vu isn't about memory at all. Maybe it's a brief, terrifying reminder that we're not quite as in control, or as alone, or as real as we think we are. If you want to dive deeper into the mysteries of the mind, click on this next video.